What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Mark 4 of the Mega Loop build. I've gotten a lot done from the last video. As you know, we had that issue with the pumps kind of fighting each other and that air gap. So what we've done is I now have this end cap up here, and then this is the triple over here. As you can see, there's no more connection point at the top or at the bottom. However, I do have a tube running from the bottom of this one to the top of this one. I can't help but think that these need to be linked in some way. For example, we've now got, well, hold on, we've now got 3 tubes coming out of here. So we've got the copper one here, and they all run over here. I'm knocking over Baby Yoda. So they then go in and down. I would have kind of like to put these elbows on all of these so that it's nice and clean going that way. Still a bit of a mess at the moment, but 2 of those tubes come down. Here's one of them in the top of this reservoir. The other one goes into here. Third one comes right down and feeds straight into this pump. Now this is the pump that pumps the water through all these radiators. Then it comes out here into this reservoir. And that is why I thought I need something to connect these here, because as this one fills it up, it's not really going to go anywhere unless this bottom pump is on. This reservoir feeds this pump here, which pumps it into the Xbox and back into our reservoir up here. So as this one's filling this one up, it's going to hopefully kind of even out into this one. And with both these pumps on, it should keep it relatively fine, and that should also allow both of these pumps to be on, off, any combination without taking too much of the water out of here. So I got partway through filling up this whole thing so I could test it and make sure this setup actually worked before even doing this video. However, once this reservoir filled up, it started leaking around here, so I think I got a bad O-ring. Luckily, I have a bunch of extra end caps. I'll just take a good one off of one of those, put it in there, and hopefully that fixes that issue. Then I can fill it up the rest of the way and actually test this out. There shouldn't really allow any air in here once it's filled up all the way. That's my theory with that. And then we've got this pump, which goes into the clear tubing. That's going to the Stealth 360 and back into this reservoir. So it takes from this one, puts in this one, and this one will do the opposite. That pump is the red tubing. That's going to our, that one actually comes out of the front there between the switches. That goes to our PS3 and then back into this reservoir. So vice versa on those. What else? I got a lot of the wiring cleaned up. See, there's no big mess down here. You can still see some running around. These are the UV LEDs that go into... Let's see if we can get over there. Looks like that one fell out again. I'll probably need to put a dab of hot glue on these LEDs. See if we can plug it back in real quick. There we go. Yeah, they're not really a tight fit, but there's one there in that back reservoir and one there, and that lights up these, that little translucent tube there. It just kind of disperses that light through. So each of those have it. I have another one that goes into the top and the bottom of this pump, and then a third one that goes into our flow meter, and then we have the UV LED strip down here, and another one, there we go, along here. So that's going to provide plenty of light in there. You'll be able to see the yellow tubing, the UV blue clear tubing, and the UV red tubing light up really well. I also plan to add, I have UV green dye, just add a few drops. I actually put 2 drops in the eyeball 360 and it completely got rid of the pink and purple, and it now looks like some kind of radioactive fluid in there. What else? This one is one that I might have to try to extend so I can hide it better, but this is our temperature sensor going into our display up front here, and It kind of just has to go right here. I can just secure this wiring to the corner, and yeah, as far as wiring, it should be pretty clean. I still want to add some kind of plate right here, just kind of hide all this going on. And then there's just kind of like an octopus of tubing coming down there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and swap this O-ring out real quick, and we'll fill it up the rest of the way and take it from there. Alright, I replaced it, just took an O-ring off of one of the silver nickel end caps. I don't see anything leaking out now. As you can see here, we're filled past the point up here. That's why I was saying there shouldn't really be any air in here, because this one's going to fill up all the way until it overflows up here and overflows into this one, and that's going to fill up all the way here. So that should push all of the air out of these, so we shouldn't have any air gaps getting trapped at the top now that are feeding directly into the pump. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up the rest of the way. Make sure there's no other leaks anywhere. There's obviously a ton of tubing and fittings and radiators, reservoirs, pumps. So there's lots of little spots that could leak from, but we're going to make sure everything's good. Fill this up until all 3 of these tubes are filled up past here. As you can see, this very top tube here, it's got to be filled all the way to the top. And luckily, since this is on a slight angle, it's pushing all the fluid this way anyway, which is what we need. And then we'll go ahead and test it out. Alright guys, as you can tell by the electrical tape and the towel and the bowl, it's still leaking from here. I don't know why. I know those O-rings, at least I know this one is good. I think I might just have to switch this tube with that one. This is the replacement one, and this is the original one that seemed to work fine with this one on it. So that's all I can really think of for that. This is the new cap that I got with this one, so I don't know, maybe if I switch the tubes will be good, but that's a huge pain in the ass. So for now, electrical tape. So as you can see, we got it filled up here. One thing super annoying, it appears as though, hold on. Okay, a slight leak there. I loosened this top one to try to get that bubble out, and it still doesn't want to spin. So, yeah. And I have it hooked up the way they say to, one in the lower, one in the top. So it's kind of flowing this direction. But I don't know if it's just because it's very old and doesn't want to spin on there or what. We'll have to figure that out. You can see some bubbles moving around in both of these. So we got this one feeding here. Now I'll be honest, this one was struggling. It kept pulling this air bubble in and then stopping. But I was able to finally get that out, and now they seem to be working fine. I can also... We now have that one pumping. And now we got that one pumping. So all 4 pumps are now on. You can see the water flowing here. I know this isn't flowing, but you can see the bubbles moving past. And then if we take a look at our PS3, got our flow meter spinning right there. Got this one spinning in here. And like I said, I do not have the one on here yet, but just by kind of pinching this, you can see bubbles moving in and out of here. There's no puddles of water around any of these, so we're good. Got all of our UV lighting. I think that looks fantastic. We'll put the tempered glass on there and take a peek at it. Alright, there's our tempered glass on there. Looking pretty crazy in there. So, yeah, UV lighting. Like I said, I gotta figure out this little leak here. Otherwise, it seems like this setup is working with all the pumps on. See if we could take a look. We'll have to go around here. We've got 25.2 Celsius reading on there. You can see all of our fans are on. I have them all as low as they can go while still spinning so that they're silent. with all 4 pumps going, you can definitely hear a hum, but I don't really have any sort of vibration dampener on the 2 bottom pumps, so that's something to take into consideration moving forward. But yeah, it's together enough for me to test this out. Yes, a little bit kind of drips out of here. The tape at least keeps it from, it kind of forces it to drip out the front here, so I can just dab it off. But that's good enough for now for me to test all these systems on, get some temperature readings and stuff, see how we're doing. And then we still have one final mark to do, which is fixing all of the little things here on the Stealth 360. Like I said, I'll be cutting a little window and putting the other Primo Chill Vortex smoked lens flow indicator right here with the UV blue fan or propeller. We'll have a UV light in there. That's going to show us when this is on. I'm going to add that other radiator into the hard drive on this one. We're going to get some UV black tubing that'll go to and from this one. We're going to keep the UV red going to the PlayStation, and we'll have the clear going to this one, and then we'll have the smaller clear tubing eventually going to this 360 Slim. I'm saving this for last. I want this to be all worked out and finished, and then we're going to work on this one. And I know, why would I have 2 360s on there? Well, that's just that setup. This one's going to be more for kind of a display. It will be here and not on the shelf. This will kind of be a mix of all my favorite stuff. We got the R2-D2 motherboard, the clear shell, Star Wars stuff, water cool. So yeah, that one will be pretty cool. And this would probably be the one where if I eventually get that long radiator I talked about, or several of them with all the little fans on it, probably go under here, and that'll be to feed this one, and then back into there. And I still need to figure out where in the loop I can add this. I think this pump would be strong enough to first go through this and then up into the Xbox and back up into the reservoir. But yeah, we'll see. That's down the road. Anyway, that's what we got for now. Let's go ahead and turn off a couple of these pumps. So yeah, you can see those two are really the ones that make the noise. With these two going and all these fans, you really can't hear anything. Definitely won't hear anything over this projector, which is another thing I would love to do down the road. Add this to the water cooling loop and just make it silent once and for all. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments on this build, please, or even any ideas, please leave a comment, like this video, subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next, probably more of this, next video. Bye.